Stand in front of a mirror and study yourself. Study the way your face moves. Reenact your favorite movie scenes. Go through the spectrum of emotions. Practice subtle acting versus more expressive acting. And see if what you feel matches how you look. At the end of the day, if you want to be an actor on TV and film, then you have to be able to portray emotion well through your face, body, and voice. Sometimes we think that just because we feel something within, that it is visible on the outside. But the truth is, it might not be reading or showing. My first year on my block, I remember the director pulled me aside and asked me if I could show more emotion, to which I replied, "But I already am doing enough. I feel it." The director then showed me the footage on the monitor, and I saw the most lifeless performance. I mean, I was deadpan, but I really thought that I was doing enough because I felt it. I adjusted. It was uncomfortable, and it felt like I was pushing, but I was only pushing myself out of my comfort zone and pushing myself out of this fear that I was going to overact a performance. Sometimes just feeling it isn't enough, and it doesn't read on camera. This doesn't mean you have to indicate everything you feel. Sometimes, right, you obviously want to mask the emotion in a scene. It varies, scene by scene. But again, the more you know, the better off you are. You want to make sure that you know your face reactions, as silly as it sounds. That way, you know how to use them. How to use them, when to use them, why to use them, when not to use them, when to avoid them, all of that good stuff. Like a guitar, you are an instrument. So know your instrument. Every string, externally and internally. As mentioned, your job is to portray emotion through your eyes and body and voice. You want to be able to talk with different ranges, tonality, pace, accents, languages, if you're bilingual, clarity, and more. Practice reading a book, preferably an acting book, so you're learning while you practice reading out loud. You have to get comfortable with your voice. You have to be able to use it. You must be able to have a voice that brings a point of view to the characters that you are going to play. Play your favorite movie, turn on the captions, and literally act out the scene. Watch the actor on screen. Practice how they do it, and then make it entirely different and practice how you would say and perform the scene. It's like when boxers and athletes watch tape. They study it. They study what to do, what not to do, approaches they can take, approaches to avoid, everything. Now that you've practiced mirror work, your voice, and have worked on scenes from films, put yourself on tape. Get a monologue from online and practice your acting chops on camera. In a lot of these classes, you will be putting yourself on camera, so you have to get comfortable being on camera. Review your work and ask a friend to give you a note or honest feedback or an adjustment that you can apply. Doesn't mean this note is right. It's just another way to practice it. Practice saying the monologue with different point of views. And practice saying it a million different ways, with a million different thoughts going on in your head and emotions running through your body to see what that does to the performance. At my favorite acting studio, every Monday night, we'd partner up with the scene partner and read a scene off of a play. We'd read it once to ourselves and then practice it as if we were on a real movie set. We'd change the words and improvise a ton, not really focusing on the exact words, but rather the message that it was trying to portray. And it really helped develop a sense of your own thoughts, because here you are taking words off of a page and converting them in a way that you would actually say them in a pace that you would actually talk in, with a justifiable point of view. It's a marvelous exercise. I do this on all the scenes that I have trouble with. It helps put it in my own voice, in my own skin, to which then I slowly work backwards and towards phrasing it as the writer originally wrote it. So, pick up a scene, read it, and then act it out. Forgetting the script, just improvise the scene how you would say it. Go out with a friend with your iPhones and literally go shoot a 10-minute movie. Not to release, not to sell, but to learn from. Go film yourselves and see what works on camera and what doesn't. I see so many talented creators nowadays doing content that literally is like a short film, where not only do they exercise their acting skills, but develop a sense of writing, story, editing, and directing. It's a pretty incredible thing, and I encourage all of you guys, once you're done testing the waters, filming yourself in private, to actually go and make short little films. When I was starting off, me and my buddies would create short films all of the time. I mostly forced them to do it with me, and we were all pretty bad, but growth comes from these experiences. And on top of that, it was just so much fun and so memorable. I mean, the experiences are just forever lasting. We laughed, we learned so much, we had a blast, and well, I'll always look back at those days as some of the good old days. Go out and develop new skills. You never know when a role will call upon them. The most common skills that are called upon for roles are being able to dance, sing, and play an instrument, whether that's the guitar or drums. So go out and live some life. Learn how to ride a horse, ride a motorcycle, surfing, jiu-jitsu, skateboarding, or whatever talent you think might be useful for you to help your acting career. Another skill you have is another conversation to have, or at the very least, another talent you can add to your resume. This is one of the few careers that actually allows you to study other things at the same exact time as furthering your own craft and career, and get paid for it and have tons of fun.